4, 3, 2, 1. Now the green light should come on. Greetings, superior beings, greetings, supreme being. Welcome to Universal Peace Television. This is the broadcast. North Korea says rockets to US, quote, inevitable, unquote, as US bombers fly off North Korean coast. Reported by Reuters coast. Alright, so let's see if we can read that article. The idea is that I just read it. I wanted to start this broadcast off by saying that we need to avoid World War III to achieve negligible senescence, to control these factors that control aging during our lifetimes before we're grey and old, so that we don't live eternally as grey and old people, and so that we don't die. And if there would be a world war, that would set us back, according to some people, to the Stone Age, and then World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. So, preventing beats curing, and I advise Korea not to nuke the super peaceful Guam, etc. It's very beautiful, don't turn it into another bikini atoll, etc. And to tell you the truth, I don't know what's going on, but I think it's better to prevent World War. What did I write about Korea? Well, there it's hanging again. Okay, now let's start off with this, and then we'll read the article.
Solving North Korea situation. To prevent a world war over North Korea, the North Korean leaders are advised not to attack any country, especially not the super peaceful Guam. American and other leaders are advised not to attack them if North Korean leaders would decide to attack Guam or any other nation, which would only kill innocent civilians, which some leaders may actually be trying to achieve, extermination of its own citizens to depopulate Earth, but to keep their missile shields ready so any nuclear attack can be warded off and the innocent civilians and elite are saved, and a perfect society in which we all will live happily eternally is created. This is far wiser than obliterating ourselves, the human race. We are not overpopulated in reality, so don't believe the hype. Get rid of the people responsible for the World War, possibly the leader of the Jesuits, Adolfo Nicolas. Instead of the innocent civilians they want you to kill, take over, end the war, create the non-fictional utopian society ASAP to speed up finding ways to control the 7 factors that control aging during our lifetimes. They are always the ones to tell you who your enemies are, but they're never the ones to fight and to die. From the song Life's in the Balance. This would be the 3rd Jesuit World War. Watch out.
The 7 fatties that control aging. So in Iran, I have advised to give them a list of suspect sites that they need to be able to do the inspections. Also reported by the New York Times, but let's read the article. They're attacking my lung area with their torture beam with their FIPA array in Poker Flat, Alaska, inducing cancer in 1 in 2 Americans. In reality, 1 in 2 Americans will get cancer during their lifetime, according to Medscape.com. And cancer cell phone radiation can easily be blocked, but their scalar waves cannot be blocked without a Tesla plasma shield. So it's done by the Jesuit pedos and by the Masons, and most of the elite are innocent civilians, not the murderers and depopulators using these directed energy weapons. Everybody without a Tesla plasma shield is a victim, a targeted individual, and it's time people started to wake up and do something about it. Unite, expose them first, and then see together what we can do about it together.
North Korea says rockets to U.S. Inevitable as U.S. bombers fly off North Korean coast. Michelle Nichols, Yara Bayoumi, Phil Stewart. 6 Minutes read. United Nations, Washington, Reuters. North Korea said.
So then we first have to review the video. Unless they're blocking the video. It was playing before. Perhaps if I reload it and it starts automatically. I've hit reload. The button.
North Korea's foreign minister taking a defiant tone, addressing the UN General Assembly Saturday.
Well, perhaps you can find this on YouTube. And perhaps it's just done by the perpetrator, so it would play for you all. Basically, it's MI5 depopulating the earth, and they're trying to prevent others from finding this out. That your government is terroristic and they're gonna kill you all if you don't unite against them in time. So that's why I've erected the anti-global government movement, and I hope many people will join. It is a political movement, it is also a protest movement, and an internet movement, internet community. So we are also in line with the anti-NWO movement, a real movement, not with controlled opposition, Alex Jones and others that we expose. That's how you can recognize the real resistance to their global government. Let's try UK Reuters.com then. We can view the transcripts.
North Korea's foreign minister taking a defiant tone addressing the UN General Assembly Saturday. Calling Trump's speech at the UN earlier this week reckless and violent. Soundbite. Korean, North Korean Foreign Minister, Ri Yong-ho, saying, "He tried to insult the supreme dignity of my country by referring it to a rocket. By doing so, however, he committed an irreversible mistake of making our rocket's visit to the entire U.S. mainland inevitable. All the more, none other than Trump himself is on a suicide mission." His fiery words a direct response to Trump's provocative address 4 days ago at the UN when he said this. Soundbite English. U.S. President Donald Trump saying, "Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime." Kim Jong-un himself reacted to that with a direct statement calling Trump a mentally deranged U.S. dotard. Also on Saturday, U.S. Air Force bombers escorted by fighter jets flew in international airspace off the coast of North Korea. According to the Pentagon, Saturday's show of force demonstrated the range of military options available to President Donald Trump. When it comes to dealing with the grave threat presented by the North Korean nuclear program, the U.S. drill follows what officials and experts said was a small earthquake near North Korea's nuclear test site on Saturday, which was probably not man-made, easing fears Pyongyang had exploded another nuclear bomb just weeks after its last one.
North Korea's foreign minister taking a defiant tone, addressing the UN General Assembly Saturday, calling President Donald Trump's speech at the UN earlier this week reckless and violent.
He tried to insult the supreme dignity of my country by referring it to a rocket. By doing so, however, he committed an irreversible mistake of making our rockets visit to the entire US mainland inevitable all the more. None other than Trump himself is on a suicide mission.
His fiery words a direct response to Trump's provocative speech 4 days ago at the UN when he said this.
We will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime.
Kim Jong-un himself reacted to that with a direct statement calling Trump a, quote, mentally deranged U.S. dotard. Also on Saturday, U.S. Air Force bombers escorted by fighter jets flew in international airspace off the coast of North Korea. According to the Pentagon, Saturday's show of force demonstrated the range of military options available to Trump when it comes to dealing with the grave threat presented by the North Korean nuclear program. The U.S. drill follows what officials and experts said was a small earthquake near North Korea's nuclear test site on Saturday, which was probably not man-made, easing fears Pyongyang had exploded another nuclear bomb just weeks after its last one.
Due to his lacking of basic common knowledge and proper sentiment, he tried to insult the supreme dignity of my country by referring it to a rocket. By doing so, however, he committed an irreversible mistake of making our rockets visit to the entire US.
I don't know much about the situation, but North Korea and South Korea have allies, and it's best to avoid a world war. And also, the bombings cost a lot of money and stuff, and I don't know what the world would think of it, basically. I think many people voted for Trump because he thought he would be more peaceful than Hillary. And they thought that Hillary would create a world war, flying over Syria and stuff. Perhaps they can both apologize or whatever, I don't know. I think it's totally weird, and I have the feeling this is all total mainstream media fluff. It's like they're acting or whatever. Of course, the mainstream media must produce some type of news. They can say, oh wow, no news today, let's do something fun. Hydrate, breathe, masturbate, people. But I just wanted to read this article, and I've done that now. Single ladies are welcome for the free shiatsu hand massage. Chopper just flew over. And yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to say about this for now. So let's halt this broadcast temporarily for universal peace.